I've been working on the driver's side of the transmission tunnel today. This is what I got done so far. You can see this little lip here is because of the manifold. So the manifold kind of popped out over here, but I also need room for my foot for the gas pedal. So that's why I try to push it back under. There's actually a little cap right there, and then like a puzzle, been piecing it together. Alright, this is what I just tacked in. I cut a straight line kind of lined up the new transmission tunnel and the old section of the firewall. I lined up a piece of sheet metal, trimmed it out, and I'm just tacking it in. I'm going to fold this edge over because there's a little gap where I cut too far over, but I'll just hit that over and weld that up. So I'm going to finish tacking this thing in. So far I got the motor out. What else? Got the oil pan in the parts washer, cleaning that up. I have a block that has new cam bearings and a polished crank at the machine shop I got to pick up. I dropped it off last year. I'll probably end up using that one for this summer, so I might pick that up today. So I'm going to finish this thing up. I just got back from the machine shop. I picked up the block and the crank. They polished the crank, took off 1/100 of an inch on the mains and rod bearings, or journals, sorry. So I'm gonna start ordering bearings and getting this thing back together. But here's the block for now. Well, they also washed it and or degreased it, hot tanked it, and put new freeze plugs in along with new cam bearings. The new service crank. I also finished up the firewall for the most part yesterday. There's a couple little spots where I need to patch up, but I actually started cutting a hole for the steering column, ordered a steering wheel, and got part of the steering shaft fit up. Just got to finish that up. But I'm waiting on a new steering shaft and the steering wheel to show up, and I lost the quick detach adapter, so I gotta find that. And I pulled the ring and pinion last night. I got the new Ford Racing, what is it? It's a 373 gear, so I'll get that installed. Also waiting for a new pinion bearing and a pinion seal, but I'll get that set up this week. Other than that, I'm going to start finishing things up, but the downside is I'm running out of money, and I got to come up with some cash to finish this thing up. Here's what I just finished up today. I put the K-member back on, made some new spacers for the rear mount of the K-member, so I never made those yet. Mounted up the rack and pinion, got the steering put in, made a steering column. Fits like a glove. Put a quick detach in there as well. Use the factory mount. This is a inch and I forget, inch and a half, 65 wall, 2 stops, 3/4 double D steering shaft. Made my own custom mount for the hub. I got the seat temporarily mounted. It's just sitting in there loose, but it's a little bit high. I'm going to work on trying to get it down about another inch. I might have to cut into the transmission tunnel just a little bit just to notch it, but it's going together well. Also pull the rear axle out because it's a hell of a lot easier to set this thing up on the bench. So I'm still waiting on a couple shims for the differential bearings. Pinion bearings I have, or pinion shims I have, but I don't have enough shims for the rear diff. So those will be here tomorrow, I think. And then I'll clean that up, get that put back in the car, put the adjustable upper control arms while I'm in there, and then I'll start working on the motor, getting that put back together. Here's the last update for the video. Today I just got done redoing some of the cage and decided to cut the pillar bar out, the V-pillar, because it was kind of pushing into the driver's compartment, because I installed it last time when I had a dash in, but I'm not going to be running the factory dash. And I wanted this bar in here and tied in the seat mounts to it, tied that into the plate on the transmission tunnel, finished the steering column. Let's see. I still got to do the passenger side. I'll get to that this week. Finished welded. Actually had to notch a little bit out here to get the seat where I wanted it to. If I have to, I can just notch part of the transfer case to clear it, but I don't think it'll be an issue. I got the steering rack installed. Got my new U-joints in today. This one I had to drill out one of the set screws. It was a big pain in the ass, but steering works as it should. Nice and tight, no slack. And I'm still waiting to rebuild the rear diff. Parts should be here tomorrow. I'll get that done, and then I'll weld in torque box reinforcement plates. I'll weld the axles out, and I'll get that reinstalled. I'll pick up the axles that have been drilled to 5-lug. I'll get that put back in the car, and then I'll start rebuilding the motor. Hopefully have that done in a week, and start putting everything back in for final fitment and rebuild the turbo kit. Thanks.